I don't know if I'm still working out this lighting situation, but I think we just gonna roll with it because I think, it's all right. We gonna figure it out. It's probably because I really need a camera, and when you're on your phone, that's whatever. I have so many. Like, do you hear me breathing? Because I have so many emotions. I have so many emotions about this episode. So, if you're new, what's going on? What's up with you? Thanks for, coming here, stopping, checking me out because we're doing here a recap for P Valley episode. Where we at? This is episode 5. We getting into these episodes and things is really popping. Things is like really getting off. And I'm like, okay, like first off, I don't know what made them do this specific episode about Keyshawn getting her story, but I feel like it was well needed. I definitely feel like I got a lot of answers. I definitely feel like I understand her, understand Derek, like y'all, but low, like, first off, and then of course our boy Clifford narrating this whole thing, and this bull was like talk about this even the devil could be an angel because it's definitely a secret devil in the mix, but it's kind of like and he do look like a whole angel off top good guy. Yo. All right, let me just all right, come on Ashley, figure out where we at. Figure out where we starting at. Okay. All right. So like I said, y'all, we're here. P Valley recap, get my reaction, whatever, commentary, all that kind of like good stuff. So, y'all, this episode, yes, it was just about Keyshawn. So, basically just talking about, oh my gosh, y'all. All right, Ashley, let me get a minute. Let me get a minute to gather myself because I'm so like the adrenaline running through my body and I ain't did nothing but just watch this episode has me like, ah, what is going on? Last week I literally basically said, and I ended it, maybe we ended it somewhere around the fact of basically Rome being Keyshawn's saving grace, about him really looking out for her and him like really feeling like, getting her out of this situation with Derek, like whatever. And which it does seem like that. It does seem like, he's about her getting, her escape plan. She does need to get out of this situation. And even him bringing to the forefront, like, girl, because they extended the tour. He extended the tour for another 2 weeks or whatever or whatnot. And he's like, girl, and she's like panicking, like, no, I need to go, like, I need to get home. I need to get home. He's like, nah, what you need to do is go out here and get this money. Now, that was a big concern there. But at the same time, as a manager, I was like, okay, nah, he out here, managing. And then we talking about something like, I'm trying to like help you to get out of this situation. But mind you, Uncle Clifford narrated. And Uncle Clifford is talking about even I know that a bit ain't ready to be saved. And she's not. She's not ready to be saved. Not even said it then. And I was like, not Uncle Clifford right. Like Rome trying to save her, but she not ready to be saved. And him, boom, she had the eyelash deal where she was looking hella light, okay, that he got for her. He got her ended up getting her a lace front wig. And let's be honest, like just like she was apprehensive, like looking at her little ad, her little poster up, she was apprehensive even about the the wigs or whatever. It was like ghetto. Like at the same time, like his Sean kind of, I feel like she wants to get kind of like out of like the stripper thing and like the whatever. She's trying to make another name for herself outside of being a stripper. So with the wig, the eyelashes, wigs, like come on now. We doing that. We doing the eyelashes. We doing the lace fronts. That is definitely right now where the business is going over that or whatever. And Rome being the slick talker that he is, he's like, look, I cool, but look at this number because she didn't like the blue wig, she didn't like the red wig, but that blonde. And I ain't gonna lie, on top of that chocolate skin, it did look nice. But now it's got me like, after watching the whole episode, it definitely got me like, yeah. Uncle Clifford said it. Like, no, not even Uncle Clifford. It was the stepmom. The stepmom that basically made a statement about further on in the episode about not being a Barbie for nobody. And while she was saying it in reference to Derek, like it's like technically in your real life now, Rome is that person wanting you to be a specific Barbie for him. Cause Wode, I was like, what's Wode's issue? What's Wode's beef? When he was watching them, I was like, what is it? Like, what is he getting? And then when he came out and like basically was straight out to Keyshawn, like, yeah, I don't like the wig. I kind of, for me, I thought for a second it was just him, just like, I like natural girls. Like, I like the hair growing out your head more. But again, it made me reference back to the being a Barbie for somebody else. And I was like, ooh, ooh, yeah, I know how to, okay, so this is this is Mississippi night. Okay, so we are at. It sounded like the other guy, the DJ guy, was talking about they were at like Club Sapphire. They're in ATL and they're basically paying homage to the legends, right? So basically, we got Gigi McGuire. Okay, she's a legend in the game. All right, Jessica Dime, right? And shit, what's up, Miami Tip, right? And then of course the Puerto Rican princess, Jocelyn Hernandez. So, and of course, Jocelyn, of course, is out here, putting on a show for these things, doing the thing in for these girls. So, at the same time, it's like a little bit of shade because, we keep looking at Wode like, Wode, what you doing for murder? What you doing for little murder? You don't seem to be doing nothing. Rome talking mad smack because, he pulling deals and, endorsements and stuff for, Keyshawn, but it's like, and Lamur's like, I could have got in on this night. Like, we could have made this, basically did the Mississippi night or whatever or whatnot. But nah, this ain't about you. This about Keyshawn, and of course, this is about these legends. I mean, which is like kind of perfect. Like, Lil Murda, this is about the legends. This is about the strippers, the legends, stripper legends in the game. Like, yeah, let Keyshawn like have her own like little thing or whatever, whatnot. So Jocelyn do what she do, busts out in this little performance, and even like takes Keyshawn to the side, like, girl, like, I see what you're doing, I see what you're trying to do, you changing the game, like, come to my room so like we can like really just talk, bad bitch to bad bitch, whatever. Like, definitely felt like, Jocelyn wanted to take that girl up under her wing and maybe try to like teach her a little bit of something or whatnot, but we ended up getting a glimpse back into the past, y'all. And this is what we really about to get into because it explains so much and makes you so much understand this whole Derek and Keyshawn like situation. So Keyshawn had transferred from another school and ended up at, in Chucalissa basically or whatever or whatnot. And it's at the same time, it's not even at the same time. What it is what it is so she's moved with her dad and now who has a new wife, and now she has step siblings, and it's starting out for her trying out for cheerleading, whatever. But her stepsister is, I guess it's like the boss bitch at this Chucalissa school. She's pretty, she looks good, while it's kind of like a Cinderella story where Keyshawn is like the ugly dark skinned girl and who doesn't recognize her beauty yet, and she's the stepchild who's supposed to do the her stepsister's hair and blah. But that's her thing. Like, she liked doing hair. It wasn't really that wasn't really a chore that her stepmom was like placing upon her. Even though she had a little slip up with the other sister's hair or whatever or whatnot, like, like, it was just like, all right, well, fool, like, we ain't gonna mess with. I think what was that sister name? Lakeisha. I'm probably tearing that all up, but pause on the sisters or whatever or whatnot, because, and again, the midst of tryouts is when she meets Derek, is when she gets a whiff of Derek, and basically she's not doing her best, all the while Gidget, who's the captain or holding down the tryouts or whatever whatnot. So that talks about their history as well. Like between Gidget and between Derek, they have this history, with each other that dates back to high school, and as well kind of like explains a lot of like the relationship and just their history and them sticking around so hard. But of course, it's always more added stuff to kind of like where y'all bond. It's kind of like a trauma bond, like low key. Like, her and Derek were each other's mirrors to a degree. They were not getting certain things from their parents. They were getting some like certain like love and just whatever. Like they both was on like a different spectrum of like, but still at the same time like I said, they mirrored each other on another end as not getting that love, traumatic possibly events happened in their life that brought them to where they were. So boom. So like I said, Derek is like this savior to her. So literally he comes in, she's the new girl. He's paying attention to this beauty of her, all the while we're not realizing that to a degree she's not really getting that with her dad. What we see is basically like, or end up finding out, is basically possibly the stepmom stole or home wrecked the relationship with her dad and the mom. Now of course the stepmom got a whole nother, thing about even how that happened or whatever or whatnot. Like it's because of you, like you not even because of you, like you're ghetto, you're just like your mom, like type of thing. He left because like I'm this classy one and your mom was this, like, so boom. It was so much going on. I'm like, y'all see, I'm like somewhat all over, but come on, as we're gonna reel this back in. So either way, getting back to Derek like being the saving grace. So again, Keyshawn is the dark skinned girl. And back in those times, and then we talk about Mississippi, like, for one, interracial relationships, that was not cool. And then we're talking about the darker skinned girl, like, the blacker you are, while, yes, now the sweeter the juice, like, you did not want to be dark skinned in those times or whatever or whatnot. So the football players trying to come for her because she didn't want to talk to him as he was trying to holler. So he coming for her skin, talk about some she looked wrong, like all type of thing. And here's Derek to save the day. Like first off, at the same time, the black boy did spit on him. Like I think it like this was so many like on so many race levels like wrong, but it was just like at the same time like come on now like it would it was just so the race level, the race thing was so many, like it was just so much. And I'm like, okay, am I hitting on that or am I just gonna focus? So I'm gonna focus right now. So the black boy spits on him. And while we're thinking that Derek might be this cute cheerleader dude, like no, Derek is like, yeah, no, he might as well be on the football team. Like he straight takes dude out that was disrespecting Keyshawn, and then beat the friend's tails who was basically just trying to get him off of him or whatever or whatnot. But the privilege came along was because even though like football is a major thing, I guess maybe not in those times, they got suspended all the while Derek, nothing happens to him because, of course, they're the cheer champs. So maybe that's what was bringing the money into school was the cheering stuff, not necessarily the football stuff. Because they would, like he said, the school was all for making sure that their head cheer champ, whatever you want to call him, it's basically going to still go on and on and on. So he didn't get no punishment, privilege, race card. So either way, he's recognizing, he's seeing Keyshawn in a way that she's not being seen. She's not getting that at home. She's not getting it in school. And he's showing her some attention and love that she's not getting, especially for being a dark skinned girl. So I think that was a thing for her. And I think at the same time I was thinking like, why? Like, did he see, like, was he praying on Keyshawn? Did he see something in her, that was weak, or just like that she wasn't strong, whatever, and that's how he was able to pick her out? But at the same time, I honestly feel like what it was it was easy for him to pick her out because they both were hurting. They were both not getting things at home that they obviously that you yearn for, that you will want to get. So I think that's what attracted him to her, and then because of he knows where his parents' views are and things like that is what obviously tried to get him to be like, yeah, I shouldn't have went here. You were just this, you were just that. So boom, we ain't got there yet. First off, y'all, she won't even go into this little palm mistletoe party. Was it two separate parties, first off? Was it just me? Or did it seem like there were two separate dances, parties going on? Because they swaying. And the stepsisters, it's like that they all in the twerking party. They at the twerking party, twerking. All right. Why'd I take that as a chance to, get my own twerk session though? I don't know, but y'all know I'm crazy. So they all getting ready again. So the dad has been away, on like some type of business trip, and he was coming back, and the stepmom wants to make sure that things are like good and right for his back arrival, and that's when things get a little funny, and it makes me wonder as well: was he an abuser? Obviously, he was an abuser sexually, but was he an abuser physically? All I know is with, excuse me, I had a shot or two, y'all. That also explain like my low key like hypeness. So, um, what was I saying? Yo, Derek showing up. Like I said, the dad asking her to take the pictures of the other daughters. Like, how as a dad does it not like there was neglect there. There was so much neglect there because how do you allow these women and this woman to treat your daughter this way? And even just, oh, can you take the picture? Like, fuck no, I can't take this damn picture. Y'all better get a tripod or something. All this money swimming through here, like clearly. Like, ooh, that made me so upset. But that all ended. The doorbell rings. And here go the stepmom. Oh, that must be the chauffeur. No, it was not. That was Derek, dressed to the T with Keyshawn dress, like boom, 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 shoes and everything, y'all. Like Keyshawn, it was weak. Keyshawn, like trying to get, like, come on, like clearly this dress like was for some little white girl, because babe, like, she was putting on them Spanx. She was trying everything to get into this dress, and baby got in it and was looking good. But dude, I know we caught that little moment in the pictures where the dad is pulling the older prettier sister, I guess, close and kissing her on her forehead. Like, y'all, it was so much wrong going on here that I feel like this episode gave us like a tidbit of what Keyshawn, where that neglect was coming from, and where she just might have been like, obviously, how she fell prey to this situation with Derek. Derek, to a degree, fell prey to or whatever or whatnot. So, boom, like I said, like, Derek does end up like taking her out on a date beforehand, because I think this was before they had actually ended up going to the dance together. And here go. Here go mama. What's her name? Here go mama Patrice, at working as a waitress or whatever or whatnot, and checking him like, girl, like checking her like, that's all you want is some bacon fries? Like, he got money, he can afford it. You are paying for this date, right? And no, Keyshawn, it's not a date. And then like, but is it a date? Like, are you like, come on now. Yeah, he did have the money. He better have been ready to pay for that. Like, as he just said, like, I don't have to have the scholarship. We could pay for college, but, I did that to help my parents out. That alone let me know for per future wise that he had money. He comes from a family with money, but him dealing with Keyshawn is where everything ended. His family probably decided to disown him, take the money away, bye bye bye, and that's exactly what basically happened. So while they're on the date, Keyshawn notices that he ends up having another bruise, and she thought that it had came from the football team, but what happened was it actually had not. Fast forward to after the dance, and they start talking. I think he had like another bruise, and oh, that's what happened. When they were at the dance, a woman comes up and just looks at them, clearly the mom, right? Clearly that's the mom, looking of somewhat disapproval. And so when they get outside, ready to leave, straight to take her home, or they're trying to get her back on time or whatnot, he's like, yeah, because she was, talking about the woman who was like, being weird and just standing around, or had a disapproval for them dancing or whatever or whatnot. He was like, yeah, that's the head of like the dance, the ball type of thing, but as well, that's my mom. Just like, oh man, like basically, like she was like kind of like, she was really talking about the woman nicely though, not very rudely, but it was like, oh wow, I didn't know. It was like, yeah, like basically, like, she's not the one to worry about. It's my dad. You would wish his bite, you would wish his bark were more his bite was more his bark, or something necessarily to that nature. And it was just like, boom, it clicked for me immediately. And I did, y'all. I had to give Derek grace because that explained why Derek is the abuser. Because his dad is the abuser, and not only did he abuse his mom, he abused him, of course, or whatever or whatnot. So boom, I immediately had grace for Derek. Now, mind you, even though they're grown, and this is where you now have the choice to either to do things the way you want to do things or to follow in the footsteps. So I think what a lot of people don't realize is about trauma and about we naturally learn things by we consciously learn things just by what we see. He saw his dad like this, and he had a comment, in his mind. Not even his like. Let me be clear, because this is usually how it is with trauma, and things like that or whatever or whatnot, how our childhood impacts our adulthood. Because while clearly he didn't want to be an abuser, a lot of people, that especially men, they don't want to be like their dads, they don't want to be like their dads, and they end up growing up to being like their dads. And he ended up growing to be an abuser or whatever or whatnot. Even, so don't go there yet, Ashley. Don't go there yet. So fast forward, of course, they end up getting down in the car. Keyshawn gets pregnant, and she gets that one whiff of abuse from him when she expresses a dissatisfaction for something that was bought for the baby. And there he is, like, I knew I shouldn't have got with you. My mom said you were a gold digger, like going in on her, choking, like, ready again, pregnant, but this is that revolving cycle. This is that revolving cycle that unfortunately did not get broken upon him. So of course, what did she do? She runs back home to, to try to get saved. And the mom and the stepmom was just like, no, both me and your dad agree. Like, you made this decision. So you're not going to keep running back home every time, like, things go left. Like, boom, go back home. So now you're home or whatever. And I feel bad because I do feel like, yes, the stepsisters were very much too much in competition with each other to be mad at, and put that anger out on Keyshawn. But I definitely felt like that older sister like felt like she wanted to do more, like she wanted to say more. And she was standing on the steps, seeing her mom, turn her away. And literally just that right there, when Clifford even talks about, the dads and why, I like literally that moment right there, I felt like possibly could have changed a whole lot about Keyshawn's situation if they would have just allowed her to come back. If he would have been the father that he needed to be for her, because right, like it's like at the same time, it's kind of like that woman don't owe her nothing. That's not her child. She can pick and choose to be whatever, but it's up to the dad to make sure that boom, that don't happen. That he is continuing to give her that love that she deserves. Y'all, come on now, y'all know how I do. We don't want to go here with me. We don't want to go here with me. So let's fast forward. Let's fast forward to the present. Rome, not Rome. Teak and Lamerta are still like clearly like into it. Like you can tell like that tension is there. And it was so funny because when they put up the little text wordies, it's clearly like they really usually be showing like text messages like between people. But what it was Keyshawn and Wode like kind of like looking at each other like wording because they know what's going on. They know who Lil Murder really is. So Keyshawn looking at Wody like, are they bumping again, basically? And Wody's like, yeah, I think they bumping. Because literally, they sound like a little old married couple arguing over little strawberries and just like, you want a strawberry and whatever. Like, it's just crazy. Yeah, after that whole performance, whatever, them questioning, trying to figure out what's going on with Teak, and Lil Murda. Basically like Keyshawn, they about to get, Keyshawn's like, all right, Rome comes in, it's like, boom, let's go ahead and like, let's get ready for this party, to go back to Jocelyn. Everybody thinks they're invited, but no, only Keyshawn. So he's like, nah, like, come back, whatever. That y'all, this where things turned and your girl got hot, okay? Your girl got hot. So boom. Basically, the so-called hair deal was supposed to have fell through or whatever or whatnot, right? And Rome had another deal like the stripper shoes. Clearly, that ain't even what Keyshawn wanted. She clearly was not like did not want this whole shoe deal. Like like I said earlier, she was trying. I feel like she was trying to get away from like being a stripper, whatever. He's like, but nah, look. try it on, see how it look with your flaws, whatever, whatever, whatever. But then this motherfucker start pushing up on her. And I'm like, mm-mm. No, you're not wrong. This is not where we're going. This is not where we're going. Not when I literally was talking last episode, like, oh, you want to look out for her. Oh, like, you're for her. And I'm sitting here like, nah. Wode was right. That's why Wode was out there looking at him like that. That's why Wode is telling her like, nah, bump this wig thing. Like I like you, but like he was seeing something that clearly I wasn't seeing. So boom, Rome put it out there like plain, like basically she's like, so basically I owe you just like I gotta owe you like the rest of them. And he like, yeah, he starts pushing up on her hard, like I deserve this, all this money I put out for you that I've been getting for you, rips her stuff and really starts to get real rough for him. And y'all could have seen me, if y'all could have seen me screaming like, no, Keyshawn, get this, boom, fight him, get him, don't let this do this to y'all. When y'all, it messed me up so bad when Rome took it there. I was so messed up, and I did not, because I literally had said last episode like he's looking out for her. He wanted the best. And again, him saying like I'm trying to get you out your situation. I'm like, even though Deshaun ain't ready to be saved yet. Like I'm thinking good things about Roman all this time, right? He was plotting. He was plotting on my girl. And Keyshawn ends up running to Wode's room. Oh, that's what it was. In the midst of like whatever, and I felt like it was kind of like going to be like on a blackmail type thing. He ends up showing Keyshawn that he knows what's really going on with Lil Murder, that he know that basically like it ain't the girls, that he basically a faggot and he putting on and whatever. And I guess he has a clip, I don't know, of him and T cooking up, or if it was Clifford. I feel like it was, but either way, he showed her that clip in his phone and it was done. She ends up, like I said, running to Wode and telling Wode, and Wode was like, nah. Oh, he did what? He what? And of course, she tells him about like he has evidence, like he know about murder. He know like whatever. Like it. I think for not if anything, y'all, it just made me feel so good that one, she got out of the situation, and then boom, even with that, like, cause after being like, for one, she's the only female around these guys, and regardless of the fact of her manager, like she still felt safe to run to. I mean, who else was gonna run to? But she still felt safe to run to Wode and tell Wode what was going on, what's happening, what he did, but also now what he trying to do. That he has evidence on murder, and basically him going to possibly try to put it out. And she's like, how could I have been so dumb? How could I have been so stupid? And Ward was just like, yeah, you might have been naive. You're ambitious. You want whatever, but stupid? Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. And Keyshawn's like, I just want to go home. I want to do this no more. I want to go home. Forget about little murder. Forget about all this. Nah, I want to go home. Baby girl goes home. Goes home to Derek. Everything looks good. It looks like, I was over here like, oh my God, Derek is holding down the fort. He's taking care of the babies. He whatever. He got the baby girl in her hand, but the little boy. When she goes like to get the little boy and to hold it, he's just like covered in the blanket, panicking, just fussing, crying, barely wanting to be touched. And when she go to that, first off, the doctor pissed me off because I was like, did this doctor know Derek or something? Why is he just dislocated his elbow? Like he's not 3-4 years old? Like, sir, what? Like, yes, kids like get into things. Kids, whatever, but why is you talking like this is not okay. This ain't normal. When she happened to relook, and then that nurse seen it too, the bruises all up and down, I was done. I was done. I said, okay. I said, yep, daddy, you abuse me, but then you also go and take it out on the kids. So when she goes back to the house, and he's ready to get up and go to her interview. Don't ask nothing about the baby or whatever or whatnot. And she mentions that, like, you don't say anything, about the baby, whatever. And he was like, oh, well, what happened? But basically starts admitting his frustration. She's like, he's a kid. He's 3. You want to beat on me? Cool. But you're not going to beat on our kids like your dad beat on you. He's like, oh, he makes me frustrated. He makes me mad. Like, he done it like all this. And I'm like, Keyshawn, no. That's it. No, Keyshawn. Like, nah. Right. You want to stand for this man beating up on you, but when we get to them babies, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm done. Whew. I was so upset. I was so upset, y'all. I was so upset. And this man was like, they ended up getting into it, of course, because I think she ended up telling him that she was going to leave him, that she wasn't going to stand for that. This boy was ready to burn her, y'all, with the iron. Ready to take her pleasant beauty, which is, y'all, we place so much oomph on our, it's just like reminding me of the scene with the, oh, you messed up her one and only truly beauty. You messed up her hair. And for Keyshawn to feel like her only truly beauty is her face. Just don't mess up my face. And I'm just like, our society is messed up in so many ways, and the things we place so much hold on and so much value to, like, it just messed me all up. And I'm just like, Keyshawn, let this be the end of it. Let this be the end. He ends it without discipline my kids how I want to. Okay. Without me, you will. Without me and these kids, I don't know who kids gonna be disciplining like that. Y'all, I'm praying, but it's not. As much as I'm like, let this be the last straw. Come on, Keyshawn, we can't I can't even get my hopes up, because I feel like this ain't gonna be it. But just when I thought like they had just got it was getting worse, of course, or whatever, whatnot. He goes off to an interview, Keyshawn and the flow crying after being yoked up and stuff. Whoo, boy, whoa day. So we pulling up to this big old Ouija party, girls. It was just everybody was fucking, okay. And our boy Rome was in there, having a whole party of his life. And our boy Wode, here go. He said it like little, and I was like, okay, I hear you, Uncle Clifford. Who's the devil? He's like, but even the devil was an angel. I was like, okay. Who's the person that's looking like an angel right now that's really the devil? Who is it now? At the same time, like, I was like, but see, at the same time, it's kind of like this was a good, like, type of situation, good angel devil situation. Why do I believe that? I was like, yo. He pulls up. Wode, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know how this gonna go, but this about to go. So he pulls up on him. He was like, hey, first off, I bought you some good stuff. And being smart, though, like, Ron was like, yeah, you hit this. His high ass didn't even realize that he didn't hit the line that he pulled out from the new stuff that Wode gave him. He hit another line. Wode gave that motherfucker fentanyl, y'all. Wode gave this fentanyl. So he like asking him, yo, so, what we gonna do about Keyshawn? But what about Wode? And basically, boom, boom, we can replace Keyshawn. She just said, like, he was so nonchalant. He was telling on himself, like, if I did, like, all of a sudden you're so, like, for this girl, pushing for this girl, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, she want to go home, whatever, we can find another one of her. I got another artist I can open up for Murder. At the same time, he dissing Murder. So Murder ain't gonna make it. Murder ain't popping like that. Whatever. Oh, but like I said, secretly, Wode had given that fool fentanyl and just chopped the pills all up or whatever or whatnot, right? This motherfucker next thing talk about some death. Just as Rome is starting to feel like, oh snap, something ain't right, something ain't it, something that looking like an overdose. Boy, like, and I'm sitting here like, is it for both of them? Did he do this for because he was not for the abuse? Or was this about, because he ended up asking him, y'all, about where was the movie. He's like, oh yeah, Keyshawn told me everything. I was about you, like, everything, like, nigga, about you coming on to her, about you got this tape, where is it, because I need it. So honestly, once he started bringing that up, I was like, yeah, he ain't gonna have, yeah, you ain't about to put little Murder out like that. But I honestly feel like he knew. It was something about about Rome that just was sticking with him, that he ain't like. So right now, I'm gonna say that he definitely made this moves for little Murder. But something in there, oh yeah, something in there was definitely for Keyshawn. That was definitely in there for Keyshawn. Y'all, it's gonna get back next week and look like we're gonna get back to, as regular scheduled programming. But I definitely feel like this episode help take a shift into what's going to happen going further. How it's going to affect, is Keyshawn gonna end up trying to, get her escape plan? What's gonna happen with the tour? What's gonna happen with Lil Murda? Like, now that I've gotten off my chest, I feel a little bit better. I'm still pumped, but I feel a little bit better. Y'all, come on, talk to me about your thoughts, your theories on what's to come. What do we like? What do we think? We know. Like, just tell me what y'all thoughts. What do we think? Is Keyshawn done? Did Keyshawn get the last straw, seeing him beat her babies? Do we think that that was it for her? Or is she going to need a little bit more? The baby's going to have to get a couple more broken bones before it's completely for her. I don't know, but I'm not gonna hold y'all too long because I've been holding y'all long enough, okay? And I know y'all love to hear me go off and ramble about these episodes, but we're gonna get out of here, all right? And I'm gonna see y'all next week, or if you're with me on Basketball Wives, I'll see y'all tomorrow for Basketball Wives. I'm proud of myself for, being early and getting this episode done. Later, y'all.